Welcome to News Mongolia, where we bring you the latest stories and updates from across the nation and beyond. I'm Batsirin Namshar. On the News Mongolia today, Mongolia and China discuss strengthening cooperation in tourism, culture, and sports. Youth Parliament 2024 program officially launched. Native language, history, and cultural education courses will be regularly organized on weekends in South Korea. For the news, stay tuned. Mongolia and China discussed expanding bilateral cooperation in tourism, culture, and sports during a meeting attended by Chinese officials, including Mo Gaoyi, Director of the Press and Publicity Office of the State Council, and Ambassador Shen Minjuan. The talks focused on developing tourism routes, enhancing border tourism, collaborating on winter sports projects, and the protection of Mongolian artists' intellectual property on Chinese social media platforms.
The Director of the Press and Publicity Office of the State Council of the People's Republic of China and Deputy Minister of the Publicity Department of the Central Committee of the Communist Party of China, Mo Gaoyi, and Ambassador Extraordinary and Plenipotentiary of the People's Republic of China to Mongolia, Shen Minjuan, were joined by other representatives to discuss cooperation between the two countries. They discussed ways to increase road and railway travel opportunities and the potential for the development of border tourism. They agreed to endorse the Silk Road tourism route, a joint initiative involving Mongolia, China, and Russia, and to focus on registering it as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. They also discussed enhancing private sector involvement in the initiative. To develop winter tourism, they agreed to study the experiences of the Harbin Sports Complex and explore opportunities for collaboration on similar projects. They also addressed the issue of intellectual property rights protection for works Mongolian artists on Chinese social media platforms such as WeChat and Youku. Organizing performances by Mongolian artists in Khukhot, Inner Mongolia was also discussed. At the end of the meeting, they reviewed ongoing projects including the National Arts Theater and the President Sports Complex, both funded by Chinese investments. They were confident that cooperation between the two countries in culture, sports, tourism, and youth initiatives would continue to expand and develop.
The Youth Parliament 2024 program has officially begun, with over 120 students from across Mongolia, addressing key issues like health and civic responsibility. Now, in its fourth year, this initiative, co-hosted by UNICEF, empowers youth to voice solutions for Mongolia's future.
Respiratory and digestive system diseases remain the leading causes of illness among adolescents in Mongolia. Studies also show that 40 to 60% of children require dental treatment. Medical professionals warn that untreated early-stage conditions can lead to chronic complications, including cancer. This underscores the importance of instilling fundamental knowledge about health and other essential areas in children from a young age. To address this, the Youth Parliament program has been organized for the fourth consecutive year to cultivate well-informed and positive citizens.
Most children, especially adolescents, skip breakfast. Research shows that 7 to 8 children out of every 10 do not have breakfast. Instead, they consume fast and ready-made meals. Therefore, the government must work on improving the quality of the school lunch program. Youth Parliament serves as a bridge between children and the government. These young participants not only share legislative insights with their peers, but also empower them by explaining their rights and responsibilities. For instance, if authorities, be it at a local school, government office, or other institutions, fail to fulfill their duties, children can demand accountability.
The Youth Parliament program, co-organized with UNICEF, has officially launched its fourth iteration. Through a variety of educational curricula, we aim to equip children with foundational knowledge and positive habits to become responsible future citizens. The program has already demonstrated its effectiveness, with participating children making meaningful contributions to solving pressing issues.
This year's program received over 800 registrations from 21 provinces and the 9 Ulaanbaatar districts, with 120 students actively participating. Suggestions from past participants have influenced policy making and helped address some critical issues. This year, students are encouraged to focus on innovative and impactful projects. We spend around 6 to 8 hours daily sitting in schools, leading to physical inactivity. If we dedicate 2 to 3 hours to physical activity and healthy eating, we can prevent diseases like cancer and spinal issues in the future.
Globally, Mongolia ranks among the top 5 countries with the highest rates of cancer. Ensuring the health of every citizen starts with education from a young age. Instilling these habits early will leave a lasting impression, setting an example for others to follow healthy, balanced lifestyles. At healthcare facilities, communication is often challenging because staff do not know sign language. This creates difficulties in accessing services.
I strive to maintain a healthy diet in my daily life, but I can only do that at home. When dining out, the options are often greasy fried fast food or low-standard meals. Schools must implement better nutrition programs to promote healthy eating environments. By equipping students with diverse information sources, the program enables them to identify solutions and present these to decision makers effectively. Additionally, this year's initiative emphasizes preparing future parliamentarians, as highlighted by participants.
Over 8,000 Mongolian children under the age of 18 who are living in South Korea face challenges in maintaining their native language and cultural identity. To address this, efforts are underway to provide specialized programs that teach the Mongolian language, history, and culture on weekends.
Statistics show that more than 8,000 children from Mongolia aged 0 to 18 are growing up in the Republic of Korea. These children face significant challenges in learning the Mongolian language, as well as understanding Mongolian history and culture. This is primarily due to the fact that they are attending Korean schools, where they are taught in Korean and study Korean history and culture. As a result, they often become disconnected from their heritage and struggle to maintain fluency in their native language. The main issue with these children is that they are growing up without the Mongolian language. First, it is crucial to address the problem of children losing their connection to the Mongolian language. There is a need for a large-scale program specifically designed to support these children in maintaining their native language. Secondly, over 8,000 Mongolian children are enrolled in educational institutions in Korea. However, it is important to consider the level of knowledge and education these children are acquiring. The quality and the scope of their education, particularly in terms of both their academic development and cultural understanding, are concerns that need attention.
In the Republic of Korea, there is a Mongolian school operated under the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and the Labor and Social Protection Service Center, but it serves as a secondary school. Out of the 1,325 Mongolian children in Korea, only 26 are enrolled there. The rest are currently studying under the Korean curriculum, which makes it impossible for them to follow the Mongolian curriculum. These children are being taught in Korea through kindergartens and schools, and as a result, they are not learning Mongolian. This creates a significant language barrier.
As a Mongolian language and literature teacher, I have observed that many parents, despite being Mongolian themselves, are unable to provide their children with even a basic education in the Mongolian language and culture. This is a significant concern, as it leads to a loss of cultural identity and connection to their heritage. Based on my experience from 1 to 2 years ago, I firmly believe that there is an urgent need for specialized training programs that offer courses in the Mongolian language, culture, and heritage. These programs would play a crucial role in ensuring that the next generation of Mongolians abroad can maintain their linguistic and cultural ties even as they grow up in a different country. The Mongolian Korean Language Cultural Center has been organizing language and cultural training activities for children living in the Republic of Korea since 2017. Over the years, the center has made significant strides in promoting the Mongolian language and culture among these children. In the past, approximately 300 children have participated in Mongolian language training, while around 1,000 children have engaged in various cultural activities.
You're watching News Mongolia. Now let's take a look at the currency exchange rates provided by Mongol Bank. Now let's take a look at international news from our partner agencies. Police in Georgia's capital again moved to disperse thousands of demonstrators on Monday after over 200 people were detained during 4 previous nights of protests against the government's decision to suspend negotiations to join the European Union.
Police used water cannons and tear gas to drive protesters away from the parliament building, where they have gathered each night since Thursday when the ruling Georgian Dream Party declared its decision to put EU accession talks on hold. Georgian Dream's disputed victory in the country's October 26th parliamentary election, widely seen as a referendum on Georgia's aspirations to join the EU, has sparked mass demonstrations and the opposition boycott of the parliament. The opposition and the country's pro-Western president have accused the governing party of rigging the vote with Moscow's help, something both the government and the Kremlin deny. Georgia's Interior Ministry said Monday that 224 protesters were detained on administrative charges and 3 arrested on criminal charges. So far, 113 police officers needed medical treatment, while 3 others were hospitalized after clashes with protesters who hurled fireworks at police. Georgia's President Salome Zurabichvili said many of the arrested protesters had injuries to their heads and faces, including broken bones and eye sockets. Zurabichvili, who plays a largely ceremonial role, has rejected official election results and refused to recognize the parliament's legitimacy. The government's announcement of the EU accession talks suspension came hours after the European Parliament adopted a resolution criticizing October's election in Georgia as neither free nor fair. The EU granted Georgia candidate status in December 2023 on condition that it meets the bloc's recommendations, but put its accession on hold and cut financial support earlier this year after the passage of a foreign influence law widely seen as a blow to democratic freedoms. Georgian Dream has increasingly adopted repressive laws mirroring those in Russia, which crack down on freedom of speech and curtail LGBTQ+ rights. A law banning same-sex marriages, adoptions by same-sex couples, and public endorsement and depictions of LGBTQ+ relations and people in the media came into force Monday.
Well, that's all for today. Thank you for staying with us. We'll see you tomorrow with more news and updates. Have a nice evening. Goodbye.